positive relationship with the media is really productive for a scholar like myself, who's of course based in a school of public policy. That's one big way in which we play a role in the public policy process, right? Giving voters or anyone who's an observer of events more information, different perspectives on that information, on current events. I think that's a really important way that we as academics can leverage our research and our positions in order to impact the public policy sphere. Outlets will tend to go back to people who have a strong, and I'm not saying 100% track record of being available, because on their end, the producers or the reporters who are doing this, don't have time to wait 24 hours to hear back from an email, and then certainly not necessarily even get a positive reply, and then need to go to the next person on the list. Oftentimes these things snowball, and being cited in what might be a less prestigious outlet can often be what gets your name on the radar of those marquee publications or programs. The second point that I would make is think about how your research can be framed in a way that resonates with people who are not necessarily taking it as a given that it matters. But one thing I've learned a lot through my engagements with the media is not only to think about how to package information as I deliver it orally or in a written form in a way that can reach the broadest possible audience, but also not to take it as a given that this is actually important, and actually to make the case for why the reader of a newspaper should care. And then the third big piece of advice that I would have, or I would offer one, is to learn a little bit of the norms that media goes by. For example, on the record and off the record, attribution and things like that. That you can't actually just say a bunch of things and then say that was all off the record. And certainly as someone who comments a lot on military affairs and international politics, I try to be really mindful of what the other party can do with the information or the language that I'm providing them. All these practical things, both in terms of the rules of the road and some of the tools of the trade, I think are really valuable, especially if after those first few yeses, the tempo ticks up.